Hi everyone, today we're going to go through a more detailed breakdown of the Brettzal 2.0 that we did yesterday. So I hope this will benefit you more rather than me trying to just post a minute video every day. So let's get right into it. So the Brettzal 2.0 is basically trying to get us to stretch the opposite hip without the shoulder. So if you think about muscles like a big span around the back, it's almost like from here to here. So it's a sling. So every time when I run, when I go here, when I hit in this position, I'm effectively rotating this way. So I'm contracting this whole span around the back here. So what Brettzal 2.0 does is that you're trying to lengthen that whole series of muscles out. Okay, so some people are going to feel it in the hips, some people are going to feel it around the ribs area, some people are going to feel it in the shoulder blade, right? And usually my students will ask, oh, is this right? Is this right? Am I feeling in the right place? It's because you're stretching a chain of muscles. You will feel it at where you are the tightest most of the time. Or if you are pretty much locked up, right, you're going to feel it at the area whereby kind of like overstretch. So an example, right? So we call this relative stiffness. So for example, in the span of muscles, one side is like this, and one side is like this. Now, if I'm going to stretch them on both ends, because of the thickness here or the stiffness here, this part is going to get stretched more than this part. Okay, so that's the reason why sometimes you want to anchor certain area and stretch while you move another area, but that's another topic for another time. So for today, we're just going to go on exploring and talking about how when you stretch or when you do that move, you will feel in multiple areas, and most of the time you feel it at where you are the most restricted. Okay, so there's a few things. So one is sometimes we get confused about how to get into that position. So what I usually tell my students is, if you're on the mat, right, I'm on all fours like this, I'm going to sit down, my right buttock, right? My right thigh is parallel to this part of the mat. My shin is parallel to this. My back leg is kind of parallel to this. So they're kind of like all in a 90-90 position. Now from here, the first order of business is actually not to kind of like immediately go into this. What you actually want is to make sure you can get into a position where you're able to keep your spine nice and long like this. Okay, so we don't want this position, we want to create space in the spine first. So I'm going to push up, make sure my neck can move. And one palm is in line with the hips here, one palm in line with the knee. Okay, so for some of us, this is as far as we will go. And I just want you to hang out here and just make sure you can move your neck, make sure you can roll the shoulders back, and be able to breathe. And as you breathe in, you may feel like a stretch around the ribs, intercostal area. And that's good, right? So you're just gonna hang out here. Some of us can feel the hips here. So just stay here. So what I usually like to get some of my clients or my students to do is this, right? You're going to take the other hand and think about reaching forward. Okay? Now, as I reach my left hand forward, I want to feel that my right shoulder blade is retracting, squeezing back to the shoulder blade, as my left shoulder blade is pushing out. So a rotation, right, is really a push-pull. As I push with my left, I'm kind of like pulling or retracting on my right. And I want to feel this hip closing. And as I feel more comfortable, I want to be able to look over my shoulder, my right shoulder, and see my left foot. Okay, so once you're comfortable here, then what I want you to do is to take your right hand, turn it out this way, okay, so that your heels of your palms is kind of like aligned or pointing towards your right knee. You're going to take your left palm up, place it underneath. From here, you're going to think about trying to push yourself away and lean into that knee. Push it from the front. Okay, I'm leaning into this knee. Now, again, we want to make sure we are lengthening our spine. We want to lock our right elbow. And we only want to go as far as we can without this elbow bending. Okay, so the goal is not to get the shoulder to the knee with the elbow bend. The goal is to get all these muscles, right, to lengthen out. And in order to do that, and to not move through the path of least resistance, you need to really just kind of like get tall, get long, and lean. So once I find the restriction, I'm going to back off a little bit, take a deep breath in, and breathe out. Come back up. Okay, and just kind of like allow my body to go as far as I feel comfortable. Okay, and usually after that, what I like to do is to get someone to get up and do some kind of gait pattern exercise, right? So it can be just kind of like doing this, my lunges, stepping up, single leg deadlift. So you're getting the whole chain to lengthen, shorten. Okay, so I hope you find this more lengthy video helpful. And I'm actually thinking of going forward, I may actually do less video, but go more into details. So I probably won't be posting every day, but when I do post, I will want to go a little bit more into details like what we are doing today. So please do give me your feedback so that I know whether this will be more helpful for you. See you guys, bye bye.